D-Day was 3 days ago. I found texts between my wife and AP. When I confronted her, she gave me a timeline that lines up with my suspicions and the text that I saw. I was still in shock when I woke up the next morning, so I ended up just going to work because I didn't know how to cope with my feelings. At work, I came back to a little bit and realized that she had gone to work that morning to be at the same job he was at. I spent the day in a daze of panic, anxiety, anger, and grief. We met with my pastor that evening, and I agreed to try reconciliation. But she would have to quit her job, and I would need time to get over some of it before anything happened. We went back home that night, and I said some hurtful things. I was hurt, so I just opened my mouth and unloaded all of my hurt onto her. She got angry and began to question if I really wanted to work it out. I couldn't just keep throwing it in her face for the rest of her life, mind you. At this point, we were less than 24 hours past D-Day, and it was our first real conversation about it. Yesterday, she was supposed to quit her job and tell her boss about the affair. She didn't want to leave them suddenly without explanation, and he's a manager at her job. He's not a direct manager to her, but he's in management. Instead, she called my pastor to ask for more time to think on it. She wanted to wait the weekend and decide. She called me and told me she was going to make a decision on Monday. I told her that if was going to resent me for quitting her job, then we probably couldn't make it work in that situation. I told her that quitting had to be her decision alone, but if she stayed, then I couldn't guarantee my actions. I told her that she had to want to quit or we wouldn't work out anyway. She still hasn't decided what she wants to do. She keeps asking how likely I think it is that we'll work out, and I feel like she's delaying her decision because I'm hurt still. The fact that it was a question of whether or not she should at all tells me a lot about her feelings. She wants me to give her some sort of guarantee that it'll work before she quits, but even if I could, she still isn't going to want to quit. I don't believe she wants to stay because of him, but she has a lot of potential in her line of work. She's good at what she does and likes her job. Her managers, not AP, he manages elsewhere, have recently given her a raise and started lining out a path for her growth. The way I feel right now is that she loves that work more than me and values her career more than my marriage. I'm going to stay at my mom's house. I've opened a new bank account in my name, and I'm setting up direct deposit Monday. I need space to heal without her tearing at the wounds by trying to speed the process up. My identity has been so tangled with hers that I need to figure out myself before I can try to figure out us together. I don't need advice. I just needed to write that down. TLDR. My wife had an affair with a man from work and now wants to continue working there, but also fix our marriage. I'm truly sorry to hear about the pain you're experiencing due to your wife's affair. Your decision regarding divorce or reconciliation should be based on what feels right for you. It's essential to give yourself the necessary time and space to heal and make informed choices. Effective communication is key during this period. Engaging in open and honest conversations with your wife can help both of you understand each other's feelings and concerns. Seeking professional help, such as counseling or therapy, can provide a safe and constructive environment to navigate through these difficult emotions and work towards a resolution that aligns with your values. Regarding your wife's job, it's worth discussing her reasons for wanting to stay and how this decision might impact your marriage. While quitting the job might symbolize a commitment to repair the relationship, there are other ways to rebuild trust, such as setting boundaries and increasing transparency. Ultimately, rebuilding trust after an affair takes time and effort from both partners, and seeking legal advice can help you understand the implications of your decisions. Remember, your emotional well-being is paramount as you navigate this challenging situation. She made up her mind about you via affair and how she's proceeding post-day. It's clear as day. Tell her she is free to do what she wants, even continue at her job, just not as your wife. I'm not going to force her to quit, but I know that if she doesn't, the marriage is immediately over. I want her to choose me without an ultimatum. You should also expose her affair to all friends and family before she changes the narrative. Cheating has consequences. Don't do it until after the divorce is final. If she loses her job because of what you told her job, then you will be liable for alimony. Or more alimony. Talk to a few attorneys ASAP to find out what divorce will look like for you. I've got receipts. I'm not going to out her, but she won't be able to lie about it. She values him / the job over you. Sad but true. Yes, she's pining for the AP. First of all, there can be no guarantees in reconciliation, but the very lowest prerequisite is that the cheating spouse puts an effort to rebuild trust, and that starts with going no contact with the affair partner. Also, reconciliation is a long game, usually 4 to 5 years before becoming somewhat normal, but trust will never be 100% again. Both of you have to be aware of this. If she's already complaining about you not letting it go after just 24 hours, then I don't see much hope for you. That doesn't even sound like she realizes the trauma her cheating has caused you. It's also very possible she's still in the affair fog. Talk with a lawyer and check how divorce would look for you. It's also important to know if you have at-fault divorce where you live. Evidence of her cheating would be good in that case, and also for controlling the narrative with friends and family. Divorce can be stopped at any movement, and getting the papers is usually a good way to shock the cheating spouse into realizing what's actually happening. Since you mentioned your pastor, I would also caution you against religious therapy, since the goal might not necessarily be to help you heal. Then again, finding a therapist that works for you can be a challenge anyway. Wife works at a gym. At the gym, there's a personal trainer named X. She says X is actually into another coworker, and she sees X as a friend. One day, I saw a text message from her phone from X saying, "Good morning, how are you?" I told wife that this wasn't okay, and to stop it, but she says that it's okay for her to have guy friends, and to trust her, and to stop being controlling. Time passes. For the next 3 weeks, she gets off at work, and has been coming home at 11 p.m. or 12 a.m., and she claims she hangs out with him and another coworker. I trust her and did not suspect cheating, but am hurt because she barely sees me. We've been going through fights, and she says she just doesn't want to fight all the time, which is why she's barely home. One day, I get a dream, I usually don't remember dreams, that she was cheating on me, and I was trying to hug her, but she didn't want to hug me back. I wake up at 5:30 a.m. all stressed and had the urge to check her phone, which was out of line. To my surprise, I scrolled through a big text chain of "How are you?" and X sending "Dearest my wife. Work is not the same without you. Sincerely, X." They've been updating each other for the past 3 weeks of what they have been doing, and she sends selfies and pictures of our dog. Emojis sent back and forth. It was more than she texted me. I get mad. I confront her with yelling and then sending her family group chat a screenshot of this. And the family says that I've been falsely accusing her of cheating, and that there's not enough evidence to determine so. I insult them, saying they're messing with my mind, and they all get mad at me. My wife claims that she did not emotionally cheat on me and wasn't flirting with X. She didn't like him, and it was just a friendship. She says that she's not going to let no guy control who she talks to and not. She told me I was acting childish, which I was, and unnecessarily involving her family, and being insulted by me. So I kept telling her that she had been emotionally cheating on me, and that how could she not know that X was flirting with her? She claims I've been controlling and denies all claims. She said, "I can raise my boundaries with him, but I'm not going to cut him off. You're being controlling." After some hours, I decided to leave and file for divorce while insulting her and her family, which was inappropriate. I want to be back with her, though. I miss her, and I love her. Is this emotional cheating, or am I overreacting? Update. She called, and she stated that she was willing to go to counseling with me, and I initially agreed. She and I had a conflict, saying that she did not want to quit her job. This is a temporary job for her during the summer, unless we started counseling. I offered a divorce once again, and after much battle, she agreed to quit her job. I did not really trust her that much, so after seeing a comment on here saying how I should report X to the gym for grooming my wife, I called them up and did so in a crazy, manic fashion. I was so impulsive, and the manager ended up calling my wife, who literally said she was so scared of me and that she was going to get a restraining order on me, and we fought over text for some time. Now she says she really does not want to get back to me. I say, "Get out of my life, and you were worthless to me," and how she continued to gaslight me and saying that she did not cheat on me. 2 hours pass by, and I break down in public as I'm taking a quick walk outside, and I decide in my emotions, once again, to text her that even though she's cheating on me, I want her in my life next to my side, because it's painful being without her, and everything in my life reminds me of her. I was left on red. I can't seem to bring myself to end things with her. I'm truly sorry to hear about the emotional turmoil you're going through in your relationship. It's clear that you're grappling with a range of intense emotions. While I can't make the decision for you, I can provide some insights to consider. It's important to approach the situation with a clear and rational mindset. The definition of emotional cheating can vary from person to person, and it seems there's a disconnect between your perception and your wife's interpretation of her relationship with the coworker. It's valuable to have open and honest conversations about boundaries, trust, and your feelings. A relationship counselor or therapist could provide a safe space to address these concerns and work toward a resolution. Reacting impulsively, making hurtful comments, and involving family members can escalate the situation and damage the lines of communication. It's important to take responsibility for your actions and seek healthier ways to express your emotions. Counseling is a positive step, and it's encouraging that your wife is willing to attend sessions with you. Remember that rebuilding trust takes time and effort from both sides. It's crucial to approach the process with patience and willingness to work together. Before making any permanent decisions, take the time to reflect on your feelings and the future you envision. Consider seeking individual therapy to address your emotions and reactions, and allow yourself the space to make a decision that aligns with your well-being and long-term happiness. Remember, your emotional health should be a top priority as you navigate this challenging situation. I will be brief. I will quote you own words. For the next 3 weeks, she comes home 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. and claims she hangs out with him and another coworker. She spends more time with him than you. Her boundaries are being dismantled bit by bit. She is gaslighting and blame shifting. This is an EA, emotional affair, and is or will soon evolve into a PA, physical affair, if it hasn't already. If she is willing to sit down and talk, then fine. But if not, the answer is clear. Enough said. To a lot of us, what she is doing is an emotional affair. To me, an EA is when a partner in a marriage is devoting relationship-type energy to someone outside the marriage at the expense of spending time with their partner. You mentioned that she barely sees you. So to me, that means she's dedicating time to X that she could and should be spending with you. The problem is in definition. To some people, an emotional affair is only an EA if it involves close communication, flirting, sexual messages, even exchanging pictures and video. And that very well could be what your wife believes and why she claims it's not an EA. The real problem here is that she doesn't respect you. You've told her that her actions are hurting you emotionally. She has essentially said in reply, "I don't care." Her friendship with X is more important than your feelings. To me, that's a far bigger problem. You gave her a choice, you or X. She chose X. Now she can deal with the consequences of her choice. Had you been exchanging similar messages with another woman and ignoring your wife, she'd have left you and the family would have painted you as the villain. Worldwide comments of the day. There's no way she can ever prove she didn't cheat. This is why men and women shouldn't meet with the opposite sex alone when within a relationship. Everyone skipped over the fact a married woman went to a man's house, friend, with zero knowledge from her husband. Then why would they magically find her on that single occasion there? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more interesting and relatable Reddit videos.